It really was, yeah.
It really was.
I was excited when it was slow.
Take us through it.
Yeah, I mean, I knew, honestly, after the press conference yesterday, I was like, I think this could be tactical. And it's so funny because I put it out there, like, I want this record. But my coach asked me, okay, would you rather get the record or the win? I was like, win every time. So it was just like, let's go out there and try to compete for the win. And usually that's when fast times come. But yeah, when it was slow, I was just getting excited because I just, every lap I just felt better and better. And those are rare when those days happen. So I'm glad when I felt good, I could capitalize on it.
And around that last bend, did you like your chances?
I did, yeah. I've always thought Faith is so incredible, and she's someone we obviously all look up to. And I've always thought it would be so cool to see if I could outkick her in the last 100, but she's just always so far ahead. And it was just one of those moments where I was like, I think this might be the only time in my career where we can just 100 meters to go head to head. And I got excited. And, I think there was obviously, it wasn't just me and her though, the whole field was there. And I'm just so used to that it was just cool to come out on top. It was really fun.
Nikki, it's been a rough week for transgender athletes.
Yeah.
Where were you when you heard about the court ruling?
Yeah.
What's your reaction? Does this win mean any more because of what happened?
Totally. I think, that stuff, it's almost just like weekly at this point of course this is going to happen. I wasn't surprised, but I was obviously still disappointed. I think, for me, it's just, I want to show that trans people can be in sport and be affirmed in their gender, and we're not these big scary things. And but yeah, no, I mean, it was a big week for me, so I just try to stay off of social media. Honestly, I don't really go on a ton for a race week, but yeah, I mean, for me, I'm just trying to show up as myself and maybe educate people along the way. And but yeah, no, it's a really weird time in our country for a lot of different communities, and yeah, mine specifically. So I don't know, I try to just move forward and lean on the people around me, and they support me. And so I don't know, yeah, I don't know if I answered your question, but yeah.
You do identify as trans.
Mm-hmm.
How do you navigate when people push back and say, no, you aren't because you're competing in a women's event?
Yeah,
I don't know if people say that too, but I would guess.
No, totally. I mean, I get it's funny, I get both sides. People think that I'm a trans man that's taking testosterone, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. And then, or I definitely get the other way. They think I'm a biological man competing in women, and I'm like, no, I'm not a trans woman either. So it's honestly a lot of people can't really even insult me correctly, and so I just kind of, like I said, try to educate. And I identify as non-binary, which is underneath the transgender umbrella. I don't identify as the sex I was assigned at birth. So I don't know, I just kind of try to educate people and along the way, and try to just keep showing up as myself, and hopefully maybe that'll change some hearts and minds. Or maybe someone who's just a track fan has no idea what non-binary means, and now they do. And then if they have the family member come out to them, maybe they're like, oh, I know who Nikki Hiltz is. I think that's how I can maybe make a little change in the world. So I just keep leaning into that, and the more I show up as myself and the more I'm affirmed in my gender, the better I feel and the better I run. So it's yeah.
Do you think too that little kids who are this is the Free is a made for TV event, they're young children watching, that it could also serve as inspiration and hope to them? Do you feel that responsibility?
Yeah, I mean, trans kids are everywhere. We had little buddies, everyone had a little kid next to them, and mine was not this year, but last year was I'm non-binary and I use they them pronouns. I live in Eugene, and I was like, that's so cool. And so I think moments like those really mean a lot to me, because it's just you see all these headlines and all this stuff, but it's when you can see face to face a kid that's this is how I identify, can really I don't know, break your heart, but also fill you with joy of I'm so glad that you can be who you are at such a young age. I wish I had that representation. And so I don't know if that answers your question, but queer people are everywhere, and I met a lot of them on the victory lap too, and it means a lot to me when people share that part of themselves with me, and I can connect with them in that way, for sure.
Nikki, from Milrose to now, how have you kept the momentum going?
Yeah. Well, I just said Cam. I was like, look, want to make around champs to Prefontaine champs. So I mean, I thought about Milrose a lot today, because I think that one was we thought it was going to be fast, and then it was tactical, and right when ours kind of started to get tactical, I was like, this might be like Milrose, and I won that one. So I just I just keep building on each race and building on each workout, and I feel like I'm in a really good place right now fitness wise. I honestly came to this meet, I said I want to peak at Prefontaine. I don't have a Europeans or a Commonwealth Games. I'm American, so this is my big one, and I was like, I want to be really ready for this one. And so I just had a lot of confidence and belief that whatever was going to happen today, I was ready for anything.
Is it extra cool to win the mile the pre.
Totally, yeah. I think someone said it's been like 30 something years since there's been a mile here on the women's side, and I think the stadium record was like, someone told me yesterday, it was like 4:21. I'm like, oh whoa, we really don't run a mile here that often. So it's cool. I honestly, I hope that the men get a mile here every year. I think there should be a women's mile too. Like, why not? I love it. I think it's a very American distance. I'm an American. I don't know. It's 4th of July. Like, yeah, it was great.
To beat Faith Kipyegon, she hadn't lost a 1,500 meter or a mile in 5 years. So for you to be the one to end that streak, just your general thoughts on defeating such a legend of the sport and somebody who's meant so much to the track and field community.
Yeah, totally. I mean, the last 100, you're so aware that it's Faith, but you kind of just have to be like, this is just a body next to me. I'm just trying to get to the finish line. But yeah, I think she's human, but it doesn't take away anything she's done for our sport or our event. We all look to her, and I think I said it before, but yesterday in the press conference, she was kind of giving vibes of like, I'm not going to lead. And so we're like, oh, so I think it was cool to see her like do something different. I mean, she's won in a bunch of different ways. And like I said, I always wanted to see if I could outkick her. And today it was just an opportunity, and I felt really good. So yeah, I went for it.
Where was that specific point in the race where you realized it would be tactical? And then when you had that realization, like, is that when you started to get excited about like, this is a race that could go into my hands, or how did you stop getting too excited?
Yeah, I honestly, like, I'm such a nerd, and I know these people so well that like I said yesterday, I knew at the press conference it was going to be tactical, or it's like prepare for anything, but if I had to make a bet. So as soon as the gun went off and we were kind of scrambling off the start line, it wasn't like a clear Faith to the front. I knew it within the first 3 steps it was going to be tactical, and then sure enough, like all of a sudden you see the pacer on front, and you're like, okay, here we go. But I mean, it's still a grind. It's still, what if you're on 4:17? It's still hard. Like, so in the middle, I kind of, you go through waves of, I was like, oh, I don't feel good. But then right when 600 happened, I was like, I can make it a minute and a half more, So I think probably from 600 on, I just each 100, each 200, I just started feeling better and better. And then, I just wanted to be really smart about how I moved up. I made a really big move in Rome where I just took the lead, and I was like, don't do that again. Didn't work out, So I just kind of tried to stay patient today. And that's something my coach said too, just like patient, like don't take the lead until the last like 120, So that was kind of the plan, and I'm just happy I could execute.
I know you said this is kind of the race you were planning on peaking on. Are you planning on racing USAs?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I am. I'm not sure what event yet, but I'll definitely be in New York. Yeah, I love USAs, and it's, what else am I going to do,
Are you trying to pursue Ultimate Championships as well?
Yeah. So I'll peak for this, and then again in September. But yeah, this was my big one, and I'm, really, really happy with how it went. So.
Made it count.
Yeah, exactly.
So for a quote-unquote off year, this is likely going to end up being a busy year and a historic year
No,
for you
exactly.
Anyway.
Yeah. It's only off. The off for me, I just think of like USA's isn't what's dictating our season, and that is a big relief, because like we, at least for my event, like I have to go into USA's like very peaked and ready, because the women's 15 is so deep. So that's kind of what I view it as, is like the USA's is just for fun. It's not like this big looming thing on the calendar. But yeah, everything outside of that, like I'm trying to be in the Diamond League final. I'm trying to go to Ultimates. I want to try to win USA's. Like it's all the same.
Nikki, you said earlier, on race week, you try to stay off social media.
Yeah.
Right? I'm guessing that now that race week is over, you might get back on. How do you navigate like the trolls, the haters, especially right now, who might feel emboldened because of this SCOTUS ruling?
It's a good point. My coach always says, like, don't give them your power, don't give it your breath. Like it's really like energy is finite, and like this sport is so hard that like I'm not going to waste any time on anyone that like just is like mean. Like it's basically what it is. Like you're just mean and ignorant, and I'm not going to waste like my breath on it. So
Do you use the block button a lot?
Absolutely. I have a lot of people blocked. I like restricted. That's my favorite one, because they think they're commenting, but no one can see it. I like that one. Yeah.
Can we take a moment for the super suit?
Thank
I saw
you.
you do the little collar flip when you got out there.
No, I love it. This is actually it's a collection that just dropped, so anyone can go get it.
Okay, we can
Saul
be twins
Nash.
next time I
Yeah,
see you.
literally, I want all you in this next time.
next
Next-
I don't know if I want to see that.
It's a Saul Nash lemon collab. No, I feel really, really supported by my sponsor, and yeah, we just have fun with it. I think I'll have a red one at USA's, and it's just really fun. Yeah, I get a new kit every time. My friend was telling me like you should troll people in the like call room and be like, should you guys like wearing the same thing every time? Or No, I'm kidding. But yeah, thank you. I love it.
Thank you, Nikki.
On a week like this, when there's so much news happening, I mean, do you feel like you should? Is that a hard balance?
Yeah, it's hard because I do feel like I have a voice, but like obviously if I do want to say something, I'll go on and post. But it's honestly, I feel like it's a relief. It's so nice to step away, you know. But it's that double-edged sword of like I have the privilege of stepping away, not like so. It's a balance for sure, but yeah, I actually like. I really like it not being online. You know, it's good to touch the grass now and then.
Nikki, how do you feel about how the track and field community as a whole, I mean, just listen to the roar of the crowd when you won. How do you feel the track and field community and fans as a whole support you and just the trans community in general relative to what's going on politically in the United States and the recent SCOTUS ruling?
It's a good question. I mean, for me, it's so simple. It just goes back to like pronoun usage. Like there's it's become so normalized to, oh, Nikki uses they, them pronouns. And like every single day or when I come to a track meet, that's just like constantly getting reaffirmed by coaches and athletes and like broadcasters. And so it's things like that really mean a lot to me. And I can see from when I came out in 2021 till now, it's so night and day. Like people just, I think, needed a few years or a few months or whatever it was to like learn. But now it's like, it's so normalized. And I think that is so special to me, but not only me, but like any non-binary person or trans person tuning in to watch a race, they can be like, oh my God, there's someone that looks like me, and getting pronouns respected. That's so huge to combat like everything that's going on. And I think the biggest thing is that trans people are being dehumanized, and I'm kind of doing the opposite. I'm humanizing that experience, and I think that can go like a really long way.
Do you correct people if they use the incorrect pronoun?
That is such a good question. I am such a people pleaser, and it's so hard for me, but I have done it, and that was a really special moment for me. It actually happened here. It was like a reporter, and I was like, oh it's actually
this
they.
year?
No, it was a couple years ago, but so I have done it in moments. But yeah, for me, it's like but sometimes that's all people need is just a gentle reminder. But yeah, no, my partner, she gets on me for that because yeah.
But in general, like the hostility that you can often get on social media, you don't tend to see that when you're at these meets in person.
It's happened to me a couple times, but no, especially in Eugene, Oregon. Like, no, I get way more love and support than like. It's also people. I've noticed like people are really emboldened when they're hiding behind a screen, whereas like face to face, like no one has the guts to do that to my face. And if they do, like people would yell at them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like other people in the community stand up.
Totally.
Like so, in the track community.
I think people, like I said, I think it's just like you can be more emboldened when you're online versus face to face. And it's like that thing. It's like when you're looking at a human being, it's hard to be like, I hate you, or I don't know. So no, luckily I haven't dealt with too much face to face. It's a lot just like online trolls and stuff like that. Yeah.
Is this a microcosm, the learning that people had to go through and the way that can that happen more broadly?
Totally, I think so. Yeah, I think it starts small in your communities, and then yeah, I think it has to start somewhere, and like I don't know. I think if track and field is the society, I've really seen like growth in that area. And obviously we have a long way to go, especially, with trans women and like sex testing and all that stuff. But like, I do think that there is room for growth. I mean, I have to have hope, and maybe I'm delusional, but I don't know. I think there is, it starts in your communities, and it starts with educating people or correcting someone, or because I don't know, queer people are everywhere. And like, I think hopefully kids or young people are more comfortable to be themselves, despite everything that's going on. So I don't know. Yeah, it's hard though. Yeah.